Today you're gonna love this recipe. Piri Piri Pork Chops. We'll serve it alongside with some fried eggs and potatoes. Little toast, of course. This is a very flavorful, simple recipe to make. It's really, really good. So we're gonna make this together today, and I think you're really gonna enjoy it. Let's get at it. So let's go over the ingredients we have today. So we have a half stick of butter, or about a quarter cup, unsalted. We have 4 cloves of garlic that's minced. I have a quarter cup of white wine. I have 4 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of the Piri Piri seasoning, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, some fresh rosemary that I'm going to mince up and leave a little bit for a garnish, but you could also use dried if you have it, a couple of bay leaves. Salt and pepper really only plays on seasoning the pork chops, and that's the only sodium we're going to put in this recipe. So you're going to want to make sure at the end, and we will make sure we do it together, test our sauce, taste our sauce. It's so important to taste your sauce. And then the tomato product is fire roasted diced tomatoes. These add a little bit of extra kick to the recipe. And if you stick around till the end, I'm going to show you a second meal you can make with this recipe for another cost savings. And lastly, we have our 1/4 inch thick pork chops. Now you can do boneless like I'm doing because I find it easier to eat when you're having breakfast type meal than having to deal with the bone. Let's season our pork chops. We're just going to dab off the moisture. If it's too wet, what you'll end up getting is it'll just kind of poach and you won't get any kind of nice browning. So just dab off excess moisture, and then we're going to season it liberally. Remember, this is the only salt being added. And then black pepper. And then we'll flip these over. Salt, pepper. Let's add our olive oil to the pan. We're going to turn this down just a smidge because this pan's pretty hot. So now we're just going to brown these. I'm dredging them through the oil so that they don't stick. We're starting to see some browning. I'm going to go a little longer. I'm going to rotate these because it's hotter in the middle. I'm going to move this over so you get a better view. All right. Nice color. Flip them over. Just going to give them a light browning on the other side. We're not trying to fully cook this because it's going to be simmered in the sauce. Okay, we're going to pull the rest of these off. Now we're going to add our butter and turn this down to about medium-low. And as this butter melts, we're going to bring in our garlic. So maybe just 30 seconds, bring out the aromatics. Time for tomatoes. Turn it up back to medium, bring this up to a simmer, and we're going to simmer this for about 3 to 5 minutes. Now that this is simmered for about 5 minutes, we'll add the rest of our ingredients. So we're going to add our white wine, our sugar, our Piri Piri seasoning, our bay leaves, all but about a teaspoon of rosemary, reserving the last teaspoon for garnish. Okay, we'll stir all this in, and we're going to let it go another 3 to 5 minutes. Be right back. Now we're going to add back in our pork chops. We're going to work at submerging them, which is why it's a good thing to have a larger diameter pan. The thing we don't want to forget is all this wonderful juice that was on the plate. Never leave food on the table. That was my mom. We're going to bring that back up to a simmer. There we go. And cover. We're gonna let this simmer for about 15 minutes and then we're gonna check it for tenderness and it'll be ready to serve. All right, 15 minutes up, let's take a look. Oh yeah. Turn that off. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This looks really good. Let's pull these out. We'll get some plates done. Some fresh rosemary on there. Piri Piri Pork Chops. Let's plate it up and taste it. All right, not the prettiest fried eggs I've ever done. Of course, it never works when you're trying to be on camera. And then sauce, and honestly, you can treat this almost like salsa. I like some on my eggs, I like some on my potatoes. Let's see what we think. Spicy, buttery. There's some tomato that just really good in it. So super easy, not complicated at all. I mean, once you get the potatoes done, you just stew the pork chops and serve it with breakfast or breakfast for dinner. Now you will have leftover sauce, absolutely. Don't throw it out. Tomorrow, this will be even more flavorful. You can reheat this, add a little heavy cream, toss with your favorite pasta, and it's like a spicy tomato pasta. So good. So save the sauce and use it for another meal. Thanks for your time today. Appreciate all of you. Later, Gator.